Alright guys, TellyRex here again today, and I thought we'd talk about some more storylines ahead of CWL Anaheim. Today we're going to be looking at the open side of things. A lot of big name players in the open bracket that you guys should be keeping your eyes out for. A lot of interesting storylines and, developments over the last couple of weeks as well, days and weeks especially, because there's teams that we expected to be there that are now not there, and well, it'll be very interesting. Of course, I think today is the day where it's officially, the deadline will be confirmed for when people can apply, so there may be some more teams applying, so we don't have a full list of teams yet, but I'm going to go through the majority of what people would consider the favourites today for Anaheim, and I'll go through exactly why that's pretty interesting. And there's some big name players involved here, the likes of which that have not quite been have probably pretty much been dropped from league teams so far this season, and are looking for some sort of redemption through the open bracket to show that they're good enough still to belong on a league team, and that's really the main focus of a lot of these players. But there's also a lot of players just trying to prove themselves that are competent, and also trying to win some money if you're a little bit of a lower tier caliber player. Let's get into it. Like if you guys enjoy, subscribe if you are new as always. And firstly, Adam Apicella says the following regarding Anaheim. 1 week until Anaheim, so this is a couple of days ago now, and at the same point in time in sales, it's 40% ahead in attendance than current reigning champions Fort Worth 2019 earlier this year. This will be our biggest open ever, more than 100 more teams than any previous Anaheim. A lot of people say Call of Duty's dead, okay, fair enough. But at the same time, in terms of people wanting to compete, if there's 100 more teams than any previous Anaheim, and it's 5v5, not 4v4, that's pretty impressive stuff. So these are the results from CWL London. Mindfreak, I guess, should be coming in the favourites here. They took down Kairos, which was Josh's team, very, very comfortably in the grand finals in 6-0 fashion, not losing a single map coming from the losers bracket. Aspire retain the same team. Vodafone Giants retain the same team. So do Sage. And the other teams have changed. So we will go on to have a look at that here in just a second. So moving onwards, we have this from Mindfreak. Of course, this is what they do a few days ago. This is still going to be the same team. It's going to be Setsi, Fighter, Luca, of course, and Swifty and Shocks to finish off the team. We know the deal. These guys are arguably good enough to be in the league. They're probably going to be my favourites going in, but there are a few other teams with bigger names on, let's put it that way. So firstly, we have this from the Intel account. Tweeted out on May the 30th that the Spacely team was going to be Spacely, of course, formerly of Gen G earlier this year. I think maybe he's still the substitute on that team. The only undefeated S&D player in the entire league. In the first split, they went undefeated in search before he was dropped off the team. Then we've got Felony, formerly of Evil Geniuses, Assault, reigning world champion and reigning world championship MVP, no less. Gravity was a player that was on the team, but that supposedly is not anymore. Of course, he is the only member of the FaZe Black squad that won the championship at CWL Fort Worth, or won the open event, because that team was Simp, Celium, Asim, Phantoms, and Gravity. Simp, of course, on a United. Phantoms now on Evil Geniuses, and Celium and Asim now on the actual FaZe Black squad, or the actual FaZe team. So Gravity is the only player who hasn't made it into the Pro League yet, and it seems he's not on this team anymore. We'll have a look at that in a second. And then Proto, of course, being on UYU. So this update was given. They played a tournament here. You'll probably struggle to see this. Not the best quality. But look, Tyler Fellow, Spacely, Proto, Adam Assault, and this guy called Exceed, who supposedly has just turned 18. And, Gravity tweets out, if any AMs are trying to start something for Anaheim, let me know. He tweeted that out on the 2nd. So it seems like he may have even been dropped for this new kid called Exceed. Apparently he's a great talent. I saw something of what he did online in a CMG tournament recently, and he looked very impressive. So this is an exciting thing to keep your eyes on as we go forwards here. And yes, let's go to on the next team. That's going to be Sage eSports, another favourite for this one. Spoof, Panda, Super, Glow Frosty, and Gorgo Knight is going to be the team here. They recently won a UMG Weekly Rumble, I think, without losing a map. They ran through the whole tournament. Of course, Spoof controversially dropped off UYU earlier this season in place of Methods. Definitely looking for some sort of revenge. Of course, now Panda, his longtime duo GodRx, is now on the Enigma 6 team, of course. as is Frosty's, I guess, superior name duo in terms of Frosty has won world championships in the past on Halo. Then we've got Super, slightly different Super to the Spanish one that's on, I believe, Giants. And then we've got Gulgo Knight, who was subbing in for Midnight at London. So a lot of big name players here to keep your eyes on. They seem to have been doing very well as a team. They've been teaming together for a long time now, so that definitely bumps them up in the favourites list for my estimation. Then we have Maze's team. So we have BZ, of course. He was in the league earlier this year on Accelerate. Nova and Believe, long-time duo from Allegiance to GGEA Orange. And they've been around a long time. Then we've got Stamino, another name you may have heard of, and Pentagram, who I haven't heard of too much, but seems to be a very talented player. So they're going to be under Mazer Gaming here for this tournament. Then we have the Aspire eSports team. This is going to be Fastballer. Fastballer, of course, on Accelerate Gaming as well earlier this season. Was in fact replaced by Robbie B when all of the Fast Clogger stuff went down. Then joined by Turn Up Too Easy, who's the last player remaining, well, apart from Illy, on the E-United Cadets team. So back in the day when E-United picked up those cadets, I think early Infinite Warfare time, it was Simp, Celium, Illy and Turn Up was the team of 4, and of course Illy is just about to turn 18 a little bit later this year, and then Turn Up is, he's the other man that hasn't quite made the Pro League yet. So he's still trying to make a name for himself, joined of course by Tish and Mosh, another couple of names that you will be aware of, and these guys, as we can see right here, did pretty damn well at the, at London Open. This is the same team that came third here, losing, I think, a really close series to Mindfreak. I think they lost to both Mindfreak and Chorus over the course of the tournament, but it was a very close series. So let's move onwards. We have Athame, I think, is how I'm going to pronounce it. This is their team. We've got Johnny Tsunami. Nelson, of course, you guys may remember Nelson. Hasn't been so relevant the last couple of years, but he was in fact on the original 100 Thieves team way back in Black Ops 3 when Nature bought out King Pappy and they became 100 Thieves. Nelson was the one on that team. And we have Johnny Tsunami as well, Oog the Legend, haven't heard too much of him. Then we've got Pemby and T Tiny. You may remember Tiny from back last year in the World Gaming Tournament in Canada. He kind of broke out at that event. I think they only placed top 6, but since then he's been going from strength to strength, teaming with better and better amateurs up until the point he is today. So moving onwards here, we have this from Dylan Theory. Now, Theory's going to have a team. It's going to be himself, Kolchan, OP Suda, also known as Happy, TCM and Bullseye. So, of course, last year, Theory won 2 championships, 2 actual genuine championships at Dallas and Nola in World War II, joined by Kolchan, a name that you guys may remember from Black Ops 3 days, and then Happy as well, TCM and John Bullseye are also names that have been around the block a fair bit. So whether this team will do that well, it's got some big names on it, but I don't have particularly high hopes. Another team, Hyper Boom eSports, is going to be Onix, well-known S&D star, Alleviate, Neod, Standy, and Ramby Bambi, team with TellyRex a fair bit in the past, so a couple of well-known names that you guys might be aware of. And then Nemesis GG is going to be Convicts, Gintroid, Drama, Return, and Hitman, so some other names you guys might be aware of. Also, potentially going to be up there with some of the favourites in this one. And the Nemesis London team, I thought it was the same squad. Yeah, this Pentagram team, Nemesis London, who came, actually, I think they came top 12 or something at London, so they didn't have the best time of things. They have now become the Mazer Gaming team that we see today. This from TellyRex. Anaheim is officially chalked first. Anaheim I'm going to miss, so doesn't seem like TellyRex is going to be here. Haven't seen any update from this over the last few days or so, so I think Teddy is completely chalked for Anaheim. Disappointing for his fans, and maybe that's why Ramby is on this other team, but I'm not sure they've been teaming in a little while. This is the team BeSport roster because they came under Kairos, runners-up at CWL London Open. Here they have replaced Nolson, of course, because he's gone now on to bigger and better things at Spice, with Dave, a player that Josh has had good success with in the past. Josh and Dave actually came 3rd place at Anaheim 3 years ago under the Epsilon eSports team alongside Vortex and Hawkey. Vortex is also in the open bracket, but his team I don't think is expected to do that well. He's teaming with Emigrant Chain, who came top 12 under Vitality last year. But yeah, they have achieved some things in the past. This team came 2nd at CWL London in the open bracket, so I've got pretty good hopes for them. And Dave versus, Nolson in terms of ability, probably not too much different on paper, so I'm hoping they can do pretty well. Then there's also a bit of drama between these two teams, between this new Fierce eSports team, Quicker, Byron Linney, Mooseman, Traudy and Nasty. Now, of course, Quicker, earlier this year, he's teamed with a lot of players that have gone into League. Teamed with Dylan, teamed with Alex. Actually, did he team with Alex? I'm not sure. Did he team with Alex earlier this year? Okay, I'm getting confused. But anyway, teamed with Dylan and Nolson for sure. He has teamed with Alex in the past, but not this season, I believe. But anyway, he's had a lot of success teaming with players that are now into the Pro League. Moose, of course, was in the Pro League last year on Nieuwland in Season 1. And, you know, Quicker's trying out another couple of players, Linny, Traudy and Nasty, to see how well they can go. This is one thing here yesterday. Nasty tweets the following. It was just, you know, he was playing a scrim. Someone was making an idiot play, you know, quote unquote idiot play. You know how it is. And Defrag says he's copied your gameplay. Good one. You do stuff like this on the regular, not even trolling. So Nasty is on Fierce eSports. BeSport Josh is on. They actually went to Team War. I forgot to say that. Josh's team are on Team War now. So yes, he says you do stuff like this on the regular, not even trolling. Lol, you've done it 3 times in one map at LAN. We all remember different points then in scrims, you ego challenge anything. And then, okay, I mean, you're yet to win a map in anything important, serious. Can't be do that well in scrims. You literally 1v5. So, okay, spicy stuff. I think these two teams, if they do match up at CWL Anaheim, it will be a fun one. Let's go on to some more international European teams. We have the following from, this is Train Hard Esport. These are your #1 French team to keep an eye out for. Natche, Zeet, Stan, Cobra and Zach. So, of course, Natche and Zeet were on the Denial team earlier on in the season. I'm not exactly sure what Risk is doing right now. I think he might be a substitute for Elevate or something like that. Pretty sure he is. But anyway, so these are your #1 French team to look out for if you want to support the French guys. And then we have 2 Spanish teams to keep an eye on. So right here we have the Giants team, which of course is Niall, Tohor, Brain, and then we have, I believe, let me just check, Yako and Super. Yeah, let's not get that wrong because it gets pretty complicated in the Spanish scene. So these guys actually came second in the national qualifier. So if you win the national qualifier, you automatically get a team pass, flights and hotel accommodation all paid for by MLG. So pretty big deal. But Movistar won it this time. So that's Pooney, Vortex, Sammy, Oni and Katru is the team. So yeah, those are 2 names to keep your eyes out for come CWL Anaheim. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe if you are new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. And yeah, Anaheim's going to be a great time. Leave your thoughts down below. Who do you think is going to walk home with it? Of course, we have this big name squad. Spacely Fellow, Assault, you know, a lot of Pro League caliber players on here, and with this Exceed kid potentially coming into the lines, it will be very interesting to see. There's a fair bit of money on the line. I think 30 grand goes to the winner. Let's have a look here. Okay, only 15 grand to the winner because it's disseminated very widespread across all the different placings. But of course, if you're up at top tier caliber, you're not really looking to stay in the amateur bracket too long. So anyway, like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new as always. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I will see you next time.
How does he... Not a single bullet, Regis? This is why I have to run with you to trade, Aldous, and you just hit dumb shit. Oh my god.
Keep it up in the next round.
Win the game first. Yeah, I'll record it to win this game. Can we win, please?
Search and destroy.